Hi guys, welcome back to a new video of mine. My name is Emily and I love talking about books. So in today's video I will be showing you the best books I have read in 2022 and my least favorite books. It's really just my top 10. I will go into a little bit more detail than my last video where I showed you my top 22 books. And yeah, I think we're just gonna have a good time and I hope you're gonna enjoy this video. And yeah, let's just hop right into it. And we're gonna start with the bad books, or not the bad books, but the books I did not like. So we're gonna end on a good note. And yeah, I'm excited. So the first book that I need to talk about is The Thursday Murder Club. Oh my god. I think this is my most truly hated book of 2022. I don't want to say I hated the book, but I truly did. And I feel like for valid reason. Like everybody who likes this book, I'm like, why? Please explain to me, like explain what you liked. Because I did not like the writing style. It was so confusing. Like there were too many characters and too many POVs, and it didn't say which POV it was. Like it just says chapter 10, but whose POV it is? Have no idea. You need to figure out while reading. And I don't like that. I really don't. And the chapters are so short and it doesn't make any sense. Like you read literally one page about one character and then it's the next one and the next one. And I didn't even like the characters. Like it's basically about this retirement village, and there are 4 old people living there, and they're kind of like detectives. They like it, you know, they listen to true crime, and they just love this type of stuff. So they're always looking at cold cases they see. But now there's an actual murder in this retirement and they are trying to figure out who done it. Which, okay, you know, I think that's totally fine if the police aren't figuring it out themselves, or are like, nah, we don't care, nothing happened here, or it's a cold case or something. Like, I feel like this could have been a lot better if it would have been a cold case, you know. But it wasn't. It was an active investigation and the police were working on it and they were good. They totally could have figured it out by themselves. Like they did not need the retirement village or the Thursday Murder Club, which I did not like. So I didn't like the plot, I did not like the writing, and then there was some racism in the book that I was reading and I was like shocked when I read it, because I saw nobody like saying anything on Goodreads or something. But I don't know, I even mocked it, and then I was like, damn, now you can't even sell the book because you just mocked it. But it was basically about one of the 4 was like to the other one, like, yeah, you're also like a suspect, and you know why? Only because you're an immigrant. Like that's the sole reason for it. And I'm like, no. And then it was like, yeah, you took some sad Britain person, the job of this person. I'm like, huh? No, what the fuck? So yeah, no. 1 star. I wish I would have just DNF'd the book. Ugh. Then the next book I also did not like was My Killer Vacation. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird, and there was no chemistry between the two, and the main character was annoying, and I don't really remember a lot about it, but I just remember not liking it and finding it super boring, and the investigation was just like super cringy, and yeah, I did not like it. And I just think I don't like really Tessa Bailey's writing style, because there is another book by her, and that's Hook, Line and Sinker, which I also didn't like. I liked it a little bit more, so I gave it 2 stars. But I don't really know. I did not like the plot. I didn't like the 2 main characters together. I don't think they had good chemistry, and the friends with benefits was a bit weird. And then the backstory of Fox was like, huh? Like, you're trying to have a problem here, but it's not really a problem, and it's so easy solvable, and you're like not really a victim, like you really aren't. So yeah, and it was 380 pages and too much. It was just too much. And I read 3 books of Taylor Bailey this year, and I don't think I'm gonna pick up another book by her. But I do think other people really like this book, so that's completely fine, you know. If you like this book, that's completely fine. Versus the Thursday Murder Club, that would not be fine. But so no. But yeah. Then we have The Road Trip by Betha O'Leary, and I think this one, I was just going into it expecting the wrong thing. Like, I was thinking, you know, it would be kind of a fun little rom-com about these 2 exes and they get back together during this road trip. But then it felt more like a literal fiction, because a lot of it was happening in the past when they were getting to know each other, which makes sense. But yeah, I did not like that plot at all, and it was just like a bit boring. So yeah, I feel like it could have been so much fun, but it just wasn't. Like, I was reading it on a road trip and I was just getting a little bit bored. But I do really like that it's British, and I do want to give the author a second chance. But I just did not like this book, and it was so long. Like, it's 460 pages, and I'm like, no. And the cover looks so cute and fun, and it just wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun. It was just not so fun. Then we have, I'm a little scared to say that, and I do want to give the author a second chance in 2023. But yeah, I read Normal People, and again, I think I was just going into it expecting the wrong thing, like normal kind of romance story, and it definitely was more like literal fiction and them just like growing up, coming of age, being together, being apart, you know, that kind of thing. And it just wasn't like a typical romance, which I think is why a lot of people enjoy it, and I think I would too. But it just, I didn't really like it, and I did feel very bad for the characters because they were going through so much, and I think it was really good how they explained mental health and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna read another book by Sally Rooney and maybe enjoy that one more. And it is a bit weird, I feel like, with the writings there, because she doesn't put in quotation marks. So that was really like, huh? Because I didn't know that before I read the book, which I feel like is important to know beforehand. But yeah, it went on for such a long time, and I was just not, I just didn't think that would happen. But yeah, I do still want to watch the show though, but it was just so sad, you know, and depressing, not in a positive way, with like a sad book where the character dies at the end and you're like bawling your eyes out, but it's all equally kind of really good. It was just like depressing. I don't really know. Anyways, then the last one that I have here with me, I have still one more Kindle book, is a book that I just had so high expectations, and everybody was talking about it, and then I read it and I was like, huh, what? I did not understand the hype. And that was Funny You Should Ask, which the cover is stunning. It's probably one of my favorite covers of this year, but the plot, I don't know. It felt a bit like a fan fiction, because obviously it's about this main character who is a writer, and she did an interview 10 years ago about this actor, and then that kind of went viral, and now they need to do a second interview 10 years later, and she's interviewing him again, and there's just some romance, but I don't want to say too much and spoiler it, but basically there was a connection between them 10 years ago when they did the first interview, and I did not understand that chemistry or the connection at all. I was like, no. So yeah, like I had really high expectations, and I loved like the one is famous trope and their little interviews in between, so I think that was really cute and stuff like that. But I don't really know. I did love the puppy and the cover, but I was just a bit disappointed, so I didn't like that. Anyways, and the last book and the only book I DNF'd this year was Bunny. I read it on my Kindle, and yeah, it was just nothing for me. It was so weird, and the writing style I think was really good, but really pretentious, and the way they were calling each other just Bunny, and then it felt like you were kind of like drugged or something, and it was just so weird. And I didn't read a lot of good reviews on Goodreads, and I was like, do I really want to continue this book because it feels so weird? And I probably read like 50% of it, and I was like, no, I don't want to finish this. It just feels too weird, and no. So I did not finish that one, but the others I all finished, and so yeah, those were all the books I did not particularly like for different reasons. I feel like in the moment you hate the book so much and you're like, oh, worst book ever, and then you kind of just forget about it. So yeah, let's forget about them again and talk about the good books I read in 2022, which were definitely like fantastic, great. I love them all so much. So now let's get into the best books I've read this year, and they were definitely really good. Yeah, it was really hard to pick like my top 10. I really was trying to like rate them all like from 1 to 10, and we're just gonna start off with number 10, and that was honestly the hardest number to select, because it was like number 11, number 12, number 13 were all just like so close together, like so close. So I kind of have 3 books that I just want to name, because it would feel wrong not to name them all, and that is, first of all, The Love Hypothesis, The Summer of Broken Rules, and then Heartstopper. Definitely volume 1. I don't know why, but I love the first one the most. But I'm just gonna say The Summer of Broken Rules as my top 10. It's my number 10, because that book was just so fun to read, and I loved the characters. Like, I think Wes and Meredith were so much fun, and it's YA. It takes place in Martha Vineyard and in the summer, and they were living in this beach house for the wedding, and it's so much fun reading this book, because all the family that are living in this house for the wedding playing a game of assassins, and it's so much fun to read about, and the characters were great, and the setting was great, and just being in this world was so much fun. And the main character Meredith was also dealing with losing her sister, I think a year ago in something, so it was also like talking about grief and stuff, so it was a lot deeper than you'd think, and it was really good. Like, I personally love this book so much, and it was really fun. I would definitely recommend it, I mean, right now it's obviously winter and stuff like that, but either you want to be transported to a kind of new world right now, out of the cold winter into summer, I would just say yes, or just put it on your summer TBR, because it's really good. Like, it's just yes. Then we have number 9, and that's Love and Other Words, which was about Elliot and Macy, who are childhood best friends, She's like living in this like beach house, always, or this vacation house, and she's always meeting Elliot there, who is, I think, living in this small town like the whole year, and she's always visiting with her dad. And then something happens, and they never speak again for 10 years after everything, and now they're meeting each other suddenly again in maybe New York or something, I'm not sure, and they kind of like talk again, and they still have this connection from when they were childhood best friends and kind of like lovers at the end, you know. And you know, at the end of the book you obviously get to know what happened 10 years ago and why they were not speaking, but I think you all know what this book is about, and I just want to say I loved it so much. And I love when the characters of the books love books and talk about books and stuff like that. I just think that's really cute, and I did annotate a little bit, but I was really new to annotating, so that's why it really sticks out. But yeah, personally really enjoyed this book so much. It's great. Then I read ACOTAR, the whole series, and my favorite was A Code of Wings and Ruins, which I feel like it's not really an unpopular opinion, but a lot of people I think prefer the second one, A Code of Mist and Fury, and I did really like it, but that one was just so much was going on. Like I feel like the plot was really great, and I loved like the war and the building up to the war and the plotting and like their politics. And so yeah, I don't know, I really loved it. And I mean, I love the whole series. I love the found family so much. I think it's my favorite found family ever, so that was great, honestly. But I feel like everybody knows about this series right now, so I don't really need to say a lot more than it was great and I had so much fun. And the ending, I feel like the ending of Sarah J Maas books are always extremely shocking, like what the fuck did I just read kind of thing. So I love that, and the cover are stunning, and it's one of the thickest books I've read this year. Yeah. Then I read The Inheritance Games, and I had so much fun. Like the way you were transported into this world of this billionaire house with this family and Avery, and all the characters were great. My favorite is definitely Xander, if you've read these, and yeah, I don't know, but I love them so much, and I was rooting for Avery the whole time. And there is a love triangle in these books, but it's not like annoying and stuff like that, and I'm Team Jameson, just so you know. But yeah, it was great reading these books. I loved it, and I'm so sad it's over, and I'm so excited for the kind of like sequel coming out soon about the Hawthorne brothers. And so yeah, this was truly just great. But I mean, I love YA mysteries, so this really was my genre. But yeah, I loved it so much. Yes. And I do have a reading vlog for all the 3 books of them up already on my channel, so you might want to check that out. And then we have an Emily Henry book, Book Lovers, which I did not expect going into this that I would love it so much, because I read Beach Read I think last year and I did not like it. I really did not like it. I want to reread it this year in the summer and see if I still don't like it or if I'll like it now more, because I really appreciate her writing now. We'll see. But I loved the characters, Nora and Charlie. They were so cute together, and they were like kind of like not Grumpy Sunshine, instead it was Grumpy, so that was a little bit different. And I loved already like the first page when she says, like, she compares the city person versus the small town person, and the guy always falls in love with the small town person, And then it's like this great love story, but she says she's a city person. She's not the one the guy falls in love with and has this great romance story. And yeah, actually, not in this one. And yeah, I love these characters really a lot. And I binged this book because I had so much fun reading it. And yeah, I'm so excited for Emily's Henry's new book soon. Yes. Now we're getting to my top 5 actually, and that one, book number 5, is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Are we surprised? I don't think so. I mean, this has had everything it needed to be great. Great plot, great characters, great subplot of romance. It was fantastic. The writing style was really good, and the last book in the series gets really dark, and I didn't really love the ending of that one, but the whole series is really good. Like, it's really good. And I love Pip, and I love Ravi, and she's such a good detective. And in this one, like, she is trying to solve like a cold case. The police does not care about it anymore. They are not doing anything about this case. And that's why she is the detective. And it's good that she's doing it, you know? Versus in the Thursday Murder Club, when it was completely unnecessary. Anyways, love this book so much. 5 stars. Great book. I want to reread it for the first time so badly. But I kind of want to reread all these books for the first time again. Anyways, love it. Then, my 4th book is Carrie Sota is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is at the moment my favorite author. I still need to read 3 or 4 books, but I'm not trying to rush through them, you know? But I love this book, and I was finally good at annotating, I feel like, and really annotating a lot for me personally. And the book is about this tennis player who has won a record, is the world championship, and set a world record for winning, I think the most world championships or something. And then she goes into retirement at 30, which, okay, crazy. And then somebody is trying to win her record, or like get over her record and like beat her. And she's like, no, I still want to be the best tennis player in the world. So she's going out of retirement and does a whole year of World Cups again. There are 4 every year. It was a bit confusing getting into it, but I feel like Taylor Jenkins Reid just explains it so well. And at the end of it, I was obsessed with tennis. And I think it plays in the 1990s. So I love that one. And I love that all the other characters from all other like historically Hollywood books are back in this one a little bit. So I love that. And yeah, I just love Carrie Sota as the main character. She was really strong. I loved it. And I even cried at the end of it a little bit because it was so sad. And I love the subplot of romance. It was really good in this one. Would recommend it a lot. Then we have my top 3 books of 2020. I still cannot believe it. Also, I read 2 of these books, I think like right after each other, which was so weird. Like I was like, huh? I'm on kind of like a wave of 5-star, like 6-star books. Anyways, the third one is The Atlas Paradox, which I just fell in love with these characters so much. And honestly, it's not about the plot. The plot is good, you know, but it's all about the characters and the drawings in these books, because there are drawings in the book, and I love that. I'd never seen that before in a book, and I was obsessed. And I was especially obsessed with the romance. And the last page, no words. Like, I go back to this book and just reread literally the last page so many times. It's insane. I freaking loved this book so damn much. It was fantastic. It was great. It was a 10 out of 10. And I need this third one right now. I loved it so much. Then the second one is If We Were Villains, which I did not expect at all to be my second favorite book of 2022. I was going into it like not expecting too much, like okay, murder and mystery kind of vibe, thriller, seems good, Dark Academia, nice. No, you don't understand. I was obsessed. I'm still obsessed. My TikTok, my Pinterest, everything, and now is Dark Academia, Shakespeare, drama school, this book. Oh my god. It's crazy. I loved it so much. And I get annotated a little bit. And the romance, oh my god. I just love a good subplot of romance. It's all I need to make it fantastic. So it's basically about these 5 students who are living in this college, and it's a really like prestigious college in the US, like really private, and there are not a lot of students in there, and they're living in an actual castle, just the 5 of them, or 7, I think 7, whoops, and they're best friends. And then suddenly one of them dies, and you figure out why he died, what happened. And I literally, oh my god, I'm obsessed, and I cried so much at the end. Oh my god. Anyways, it's okay. And then the last book is Evelyn Hugo. I mean, are we surprised? I don't think so, because I love this book. I read it, I think, as my second book of 2022, so relatively early on, and it was the best book of 2020 until right now. It did not change. A whole year happened and nothing changed. I want to reread it again very badly in January again and experience the whole thing for the first time again, because it was fantastic. I don't have any negative things about this book, except I did not like Monica, but that's okay. Evelyn Hugo was worth it. And yeah, I just, oh my god, no words. I can't even describe it. But I mean, it's about Hollywood in the 60s, an actor trying to be famous, doing everything she can to be famous, and you know, dealing with a lot as a woman in the 60s trying to get famous. And yeah, I feel like there were so many life lessons in this book that were fantastic, and that's why I want to reread it and, you know, mark all these. But yeah, fantastic. But yeah, those were all my top 10 books of 2022. I can't believe it's almost over. I'm always so scared of filming these videos, because I'm like, what if the last book I read in 2022 will be a 5-star read, one of my favorite books again? What happens then? Does it count to 2023, or is it just lost? I don't know, but I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. I hope so. Anyways, I will be, oh my god. Yeah, anyways, this is really just messy, so thumbnail is gonna be fun to make. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I hope I see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys. Bye.